Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be showing you guys my portfolio that got me into a master's for graphic design and art direction. And if you don't know me already, my name is Cami. I am a brand designer / strategist, and I have no experience in formal education of whatsoever in graphic design, so I'm all self-taught, and I got into a master's with around a year of experience. Well, experience in like doing stuff. I talk about my journey in my last video, so you can check that out. But basically, I'm all self-taught and basically had things figured out for around 4 months. So yeah, and before we get started to show you my portfolio, I feature 4 different projects in my portfolio that vary in graphic design. So basically, I included some branding, I included a magazine, and I included some packaging and social media campaign. And that covered the variety that the university that I applied for wanted. And if you are looking for what sort of things you should do, I definitely recommend reading the requirements of your university. I don't think my university was asking for a lot. I heard a lot of people say that they had to do like specific tasks. I haven't had to do that. All I needed to do was create a portfolio and just send it off and hope for the best. I also included my personal statement, which really included my passion and how it began and what I want to do in the future, which was also a part of the application form, but I wanted to include it in both parts of my application, in the visual side of it and the boring text side of it. So yeah, let's get into it and you can see my portfolio. So this is my portfolio to get into a master's. So I started my portfolio with a personal statement that really talks about how my interest began and like my journey. And if you're interested to see my journey, I talk about it in my last video. And I just talk about like my passion and then my freelancing journey, basically everything. And then we finally get into the project. So in the project, what I did was I showed my nude projects, which again, you can see in one of my past videos. So I showed an image of basically what I imagine nude selling. Then I explained what nude is. So I said it's a concept for a feminine candle brand that is empower women. I said what I did, as well as talked about my process. So I showed my mood board, very condensed into 4 different pictures. Then I talked about my search for typography, and I showed all the typography options that I had. Then I showed the final logo, and what I did was really talk about basically the choices that I made. So I said I used this font because it's bold and due to its curvy lines, and I want this brand to be very bold, as well as the curvy lines just represent the physique of a female. And of course some logo variations and the use of photography within this brand. And finally we get into the packaging and the patterns, and I explain literally everything, every choice, any thinking that I had behind it. Next is a magazine that I created. Again, this is one of my videos. So I follow a very similar style, which is I say what this magazine is, which is featuring the unseen, and it's supposed to be bold and edgy. I also said what exactly I did. So I jump into showing all of the logo variations, as well as the photography and the use of the logo in there. I talk about a solution as well as just showing the general magazine covers. So the main part of this one was showing the solution. I didn't feel like I needed to talk about all of my thinking like I did in the nude one, as I already showed that I can think, and I didn't need to do that twice, although I did talk about the solutions and I did cover like a bit of problems. And before we continue, I hope that you liked this video so far, and if you did, please give it a like, and if you really like it, please give it a subscribe. And yeah, let's get back to it. Next was one of my other videos that I have on here. Again, this is basically all the videos that I made, and I just threw this into a portfolio to show to uni. So this was another brand called May, and this was a razor subscription brand targeting females. And I said again what I did in here. So we did the brand identity, logo, illustration, patterns, and packaging. So I really focused on the packaging aspect of it, showing like the sides of it. I talked about the solution and finally the final outcome. And this was actually for a job that I was applying for. And I had to create like this social media campaign for PTSD to bring awareness. So I said what I did, as well as what this is for and the problem within there. So I showed all of my designs for social media, as well as the solutions, and then I showed a bit more again. And that was the end of my application. And we have reached the end of my video. I really hope that you've enjoyed my video. I've enjoyed it creating it, and it's nice to show my process, how I got to this stage, and like showing my portfolio, and just let you guys know that I'm all self-taught and I got into a master's. I wasn't thinking of doing a master's in the first place. I really wanted to get a job, but like a full-time job, just to learn hands-on, but I didn't get that opportunity. People kept on saying things like, oh, we would have hired you any other day. So yeah, clearly I wasn't the right fit. And I feel like most of these places, my style just didn't fit with theirs, which is fine. I guess my style is too out there for them, which is sad, but it got me into a master's, and I'm going to be learning the formal education side of things, which is going to be definitely very different, as most of these people probably have a degree in it and I don't, which is quite scary, but we'll see. I'll definitely be filming more of like what's happening, as I'm sure a lot of you probably are self-taught as well, and probably wonder what it's like to be in education, and especially it being a master's. And I started from self-taught to going into a master's only with like a year worth of knowing what even graphic design is, barely. So yeah, anything is possible just as long as you work hard. And yeah, that's the end of the video. I'm gonna stop talking because I'm talking random stuff now. So I'll see you guys next time, and yeah, bye.